Deva Tailapa, who was with Bhimachoda in the war, died due to severe diarrhea. Another king, Udayanachoda, strategically came to terms with Rudradeva and gave his daughter Padmavati in marriage to Rudradeva and maintained good relations. Among other achievements of Rudradeva, the expansion of Kakatiya kingdom up to Bay of Bengal in the coastal area is an important one. To extend his power, Rudradeva helped Nalagama Raja at his behest in the War of Palnadu. To take control of an important place called Dharanikota, Rudradeva confronted with Velnati Chola, who was responsible for his father's death. Rudradeva won the war and gave a title called Kota Gelupata to Malayala Kata Senani, who showed gallantry in the war, according to Kondaparthi inscription. As a memory of his successes, Rudradeva had built 101 temples in Naganuru in Karimnagar district. We can see a few of these temples even now. Rudradeva was not only a great warrior but also a scholar. He wrote a book called Rajanitisara in Sanskrit. Rudradeva was not killed in the war against Jaitugi. Rudradeva's life came to an end in 1195 AD in the form of natural death. Rudradeva was childless, so he adopted his brother Mahadeva Raja's son Ganapati Deva. Now let us throw some light on the historical greatness of Warangal Fort before going to know something about Mahadeva, who came to power after Rudradeva. Rudradeva was a man of foresight. He thought that the mighty kingdom of Kakatiyas cannot be accommodated in Hanamkonda Fort. So in 1170 AD, he started building Warangal Fort at an elevated place. It was a land fort and there was no fort of this sort in entire South India. The Warangal Fort was surrounded by 7 mini forts called Kanchukota, Itkakota, Ratikota, Puttakota, Bhumikota, Kanchakota and Gavanikota. Kanchakota. The capital city of Warangal was surrounded by thick fencings guarded by skilled soldiers. These fencings can be seen even today on the sides of railway track towards Vijayawada at Eliguru on the hills near Eliguru railway station. Puttakota. Outside Warangal Fort, we can see the ruins of Puttakota in a distance of 5 miles with an area of 30 kilometers. If the enemy forces crossed Puttakota, Mattikota was the strongest wall to stop them. Even today, we can see the Mattikota. It withstood the cannonballs of the enemies and stands as a god. The mud wall was surrounded by water with crocodiles. The mud fort was built in a circular shape surrounded by watchtowers, and the sentries on these watchtowers could see each other and send signals. The height of the mud fort is 40 feet. There are 4 main entrances to the mud fort, but only 2 entrances, one on the west and the other on the east, are in use these days. After the death of Rudradeva, Mahadeva Raja ascended the throne because Rudradeva's heir Ganapati Deva was only 14 years old. Mahadeva Raja's rule lasted from 1196 to 1199 AD. There is an inscription of Mahadeva Raja near Godavarikani in a village called Sundilla in Karimnagar district. Though Mahadeva Raja ruled for a short time, his tenure occupied a prominent place in the history of Kakatiyas because of his courageous fight against the king of Devagiri. In 1197 AD, when Mahadeva Raja was on the tour of his kingdom, his kinsmen conspired with Devagiri king Jaitugi and captivated Ganapati Deva, the heir of Rudradeva, and took him to Devagiri. Within no time, Mahadeva Raja came to know about the captivation of Ganapati Deva and began to chase Devagiri Raja with the available forces. According to the inscriptions, Mahadeva Raja fought with great valor day and night as per Kandavali inscription. Ultimately, Mahadeva Raja became a martyr in the war. The Kakatiya kingdom lost a warrior king. It faced a tough time. At this crucial juncture, the military commander of Kakatiyas, Recherla Rudra, took control of the situation and protected the kingdom. After some time, the armies of Kakatiyas under the leadership of Recherla Rudra attacked Devagiri to release the captivated prince Ganapati Deva. This effort to release the prince became a rare incident in the history of the world. The armies of Kakatiyas put valiant efforts without their king in the war. The king of Devagiri, Jaitugi, could not withstand the valiance of Kakatiya armies and was in self-defense. Immediately, the king of Devagiri released Ganapati Deva and gave his daughter Somala Devi in marriage to the prince. This episode came into light recently when the Chintaluri Tamrapatra inscription has been discovered. Now let us throw some light on the rock fort of Warangal before going to know something about Ganapati Deva. After passing the mud fort, we enter the rock fort after traveling half a kilometer. This rock fort had 72 watchtowers. Each tower was under the control of a military leader. The rock fort was spread over 12 kilometers in a circular shape surrounded by water with crocodiles. The rock fort had 4 main entrances. There were lines carved on both sides of each gate. The rock fort cannot be reached directly. 3 turnings have to be crossed to reach the rock fort. At the back of the rock fort, there are steps for the soldiers to climb the walls of the fort easily. These steps were built by Rudrama Devi, hence called Rudrama steps. One of the 4 gates of the fort is known as China Gate. Travelers like Marco Polo and others visited Warangal through this gate. The construction of Warangal fort was carried on by Rudradeva at a place chosen by Prolraja II, and the work was completed by Ganapati Deva and the capital was shifted from Hanamkonda to Warangal. These facts have been found on Vaddemanu inscription. The rock fort consisted the royal palaces and offices and the residences of ministers, officers, priests and businessmen. The place between the mud fort and rock fort consisted the houses of soldiers, farmers and people who carried over their ancestral professions. Let us try to know about an important period in the history of Kakatiyas, that is the reign of Ganapati Deva, a great emperor. Ganapati Deva came to power after Mahadeva Raja and ruled for a period of 63 years from 1199 to 1262 AD. Now you are watching the Ekashila hill, which means a single rock. The name Orgalu goes after this single rock. Warangal also means a single rock hill. Ganapati Deva Chakravarti was the greatest of all the rulers of Kakatiya kingdom. He was an able administrator and generously contributed for the development of culture and construction of temples. According to Mantani inscription in 1199 AD, he was given the title Sakaladesha Sampratishta Panacharya. Somala Devi was Ganapati Deva's principal queen. Narama and Perama were married by him at a later stage. Rudrama Devi, the great empress, was born to Somala Devi. Ganapati Devi, after ascending the throne, concentrated on the administration and began planning for the expansion of his empire, especially on the coastal areas of Telugu region. During the reign of Rudradeva, Velnada Prithvishwara took advantage of the unfavorable situation in Hanamkonda, changed his capital from Chandavolu to Pitapuram, and began to exercise his power in the Krishna region. To regain power over this region, the armies of Ganapati Deva invaded coastal areas ruled by Prithvishwara. Ganapati Deva invaded Vijayawada in 1201 AD and headed towards Divisima, ruled by Pinachoda, a ruler under Prithvishwara. Even though Ganapati Deva won the battle against Pinachoda, he gave Divisima back to Pinachoda and made him a ruler under his control. He married the daughters of Pinachoda, namely Narama and Perama. Ganapati Deva made Pinachoda's son Jayapa as the head for his elephant battalion. Now we have reached a historical place called Kondaparthi, adjacent to Warangal. The military commander-in-chief of Ganapati Deva, Chaundasenani, was a native of this place. As a memory of Divisima's successes, Chaundasenani built a pond in his native place, Kondaparthi. In addition to this, he also contributed to the treasury of Ganapati Deva and built a triple temple and erected an inscription. This temple is known as Chaudeshwaralayam. The people of Kondaparthi warmly received Chaudasenani after the success of Divisima, and this scene was sculptured on the roof of the sanctum sanctorium of this temple. The successes of Ganapati Deva became a thorn in the flesh for Prithvishwara. He attacked the Kakatiya armies, who did not wage a direct war on him in 1206 AD. In this war against Prithvishwara, Ganapati Deva was helped by Tikkabhupala of Nellore. In spite of his strength and best strategies, Prithvishwara was defeated and killed in the war. Immediately after winning the war, Ganapati Deva made his commander Jayapa as a ruler of this place, then called as Velnadu, in 1213 AD, according to Chebrolu inscription. But Tikkabhupala, who took part in the war, lost his kingdom, Nellore, due to Kuluttonga Chola. Kuluttonga Chola made Nallasiddhi and Tumasiddhi, the kinsmen of Tikkabhupala, the kings of Nellore. Tikkabhupala immediately approached Ganapati Deva and apprised him of the situation. Within no time, Ganapati Deva had sent his armies to Nellore. Tumasiddhi and Nallasiddhi could not withstand the Kakatiya armies, and Tikkabhupala was reinstated on the throne of Nellore, and the armies of Kuluttonga Chola was chased away till Kanchi by Kakatiya armies. After this success, Ganapati Deva had sent Induluri Somaya and Rajaya Nayaka to capture Kalinga region and annex them to Kakatiya Empire. Later, the ruler of Vengi state, Kolanidurgam, Keshavadeva, opposed Ganapati Deva. As a consequence of his deed, Ganapati Deva had sent Induluri Somaya to invade Kolanidurgam. Keshavadeva was defeated in the war and killed by Somaya. The Vengi kingdom was annexed to Kakatiya Empire. At this juncture, Ganapati Deva made a strategic movement. He gave his daughter Rudramadevi in marriage to Veerabhadra, a Chalukyan prince who was ruling Nidadavolu. As a result of this marriage, the Chalukyas of Nidadavolu accepted Ganapati Deva's leadership. After some time in 1248 AD, Tikkabhupala, the king of Nellore, passed away. His kinsmen Tikkana and Bayana occupied the throne illegally by chasing away Bhupala's son Manumasiddhi II. As the armies of Kakatiyas were busy in Nellore, taking advantage of the situation, Rakasa Gangana, a king of Vaidumba dynasty, occupied Gangaya Sahini in Kadapa region. In this way, opposition began in the southern region. Manumasiddhi lost his kingdom due to the conspiracies of his kinsmen. Manumasiddhi had sent his minister and poet Tikkana Somayaji as an envoy to Ganapati Deva to represent his loss of power and other difficulties. Ganapati Deva patiently heard the request made by Tikkana Somayaji and immediately sent military forces. The Kakatiya forces surrounded and attacked Nellore from all sides and killed Tikkana and Bayana and restored Manmasiddhi on the Nellore throne. The Kakatiya forces thereafter reached Kanchi and defeated Kuluttonga Chola, who was responsible for the Nellore conspiracy. These details can be seen on Nayanapalli inscription in Guntur district. At the same time, Ganapati Deva defeated Vaidumba Rakasagangana and recaptured the lost region from him. After these successes, the Kakatiya forces came back from the southern region. Manmasiddhi, the king of Nellore, could not escape from the conspiracies of his kinsmen, who took help of Chola and Pandyan kings to occupy Nellore, despite the great help done by Ganapati Deva. A Pandyan king called Jatavarma Sundarapandya's eyes fell on Kanchi. He was waiting for an opportunity to occupy Kanchi. In 1260 AD, he attacked Kanchi and defeated Vijayaganda and Kopparunjingadu. As there was no alternative, the two defeated kings came to terms with Jatavarma Sundarapandya and became his vassals. After some time, Jatavarma Sundarapandya wanted to occupy Nellore. He had divided his forces into two parts with a firm strategy to occupy Kakatiya region. He had made Vijayaganda Gopala and Kopparunjingadu the leaders of one part of his forces and led the other part himself and attacked Nellore from the side of seashore. Vijayaganda Gopala and Kopparunjingadu were successful in defeating some kings and reached Tripurantakam. But within no time, Ganapati Deva with his forces defeated Kopparunjingadu near Draksharamam. Even though Kopparunjingadu was defeated, Ganapati Deva was surprised by the valiant stand taken by him and honored him with the Veerapada Mudra. After this episode, Kopparunjingadu became a military leader in the Kakatiya army. In this way, Ganapati Deva shattered the plans of Pandya Raja with his diplomacy. On the other hand, Pandya Raja led his forces from seashore to attack Nellore, faced forces of Manmasiddhi near Muttukur. In this war, Bana, a Yadava and Kakatiya forces took part in small numbers. The king of Nellore, Manmasiddhi, was killed in the Muttukur war in the hands of Pandya forces. There were two main reasons for Manmasiddhi's defeat. The first reason was that the Kakatiya forces could not reach Muttukur completely on time. The second reason was that before the war, according to the inscription of Tripurantakam in 1262 AD, Ganapati Deva completed all the formalities for Rudramadevi to ascend the throne. The Yadavas could not digest the supremacy of a lady ruler and did not cooperate with the Kakatiya forces in the Muttukur war. Ganapati Deva was getting old as the Muttukur war was going on. By this time, Manmasiddhi was defeated by Pandyans and the loss of Kanchi made him to think about the political stability in his kingdom. In spite of his son-in-law's opposition, Ganapati Deva made his daughter a sovereign empress of Kakatiya kingdom and passed away in 1269 AD, with the satisfaction of making his kingdom politically stable. Ganapati Deva occupied a special place among Kakatiya kings. On the whole, he ruled for 63 years with stable administration. He was the first emperor to make a lady ascend the throne of a vast empire in the history of entire India. He was a great lover of art and sculpture. He became almost a god for the agriculturists. Ganapati Deva had built many a tank for the cultivation of land. Now let us visit such marvelous temples and lakes. Pond of Ekashila. Ganapati Deva had built this